Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 4 of our Dark Souls katana playthrough. Let's go ahead and make that title true by actually getting a katana. So, when we last left off, I was just arriving here at Blighttown, Upper Blighttown. Nothing has changed since the last time we were together. In fact, that is on purpose. I have not yet rested at the bonfire. I am taking a pretty large risk right now. But I don't feel like fighting a lot of enemies again. So, that being said, let's go ahead and head back up this way towards the entrance. And what we're going to do is make a pretty, I'd say fairly risky jump. Because we want that item there. Here we go. Alright, just like that. Now we have the Ayato, which will be our katana for the foreseeable future. Now, that being said, I am going to go ahead and rest at the bonfire now that we've obtained it. And there's not much we can do right now with what we have. Yeah, we don't have any Titanite. Alright, so that being the case, let's go ahead and keep exploring. It has been a number of days since I did my last recording, so I need to remember what the heck is going on. So you're gonna want to aggro these guys to bring them up here rather than getting ambushed down there. I recall we do pretty decent damage, right? Okay, about a 4 hit. Okay, we can do that. Right, another one should be coming up. So I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 3 with my friends, so that's been pretty fun. I must say, do watch out for the spaces in the floor. They do, in fact, look exactly like you think, and you will fall through. I wouldn't happen to know from personal experience or anything like that. Trust. Nice. We're gonna want these in case those blow dart guys hit us. They do toxin. All the way to get rid of toxin is to use the blooming purple moss clumps. You're gonna want to be careful here on this bridge, especially on the thinner parts. It moves, obviously, as you can see. Alright, how are we gonna... Perfect. Okay. Now here there will be 1 or 2 flame dogs. They're a 2-shot. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, I think there's just 2 of them, which is good. Sometimes it's better to just take the hit than haphazardly... No, is that a 3rd one? Than just to haphazardly run around. No, that's not a 3rd one. That's a wooden plank. Okay, gosh, I feel like I am all out of sorts. I don't remember anything. I just decided to record because I have nothing to do otherwise. Let's go ahead and let's see, how many humanities do I have now after that? Not a lot. I haven't taught my humanities, or I guess more accurate, I probably just didn't have a lot to begin with. Though I did use a couple in places where I probably shouldn't. I remember the gargoyles managed to... No, on my way to the gargoyles, I lost a humanity, if I'm not mistaken. And I wanted to show you guys the summon with Lautrec and Solaire. Alright, let's see. Now we are going... How do I get to that item again? I think I have to go up this way. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this guy real fast. He's probably gonna follow us a bit later, so we have to be a bit mindful of how we're going to handle this next. Gosh, these guys are loud. Okay. Has he made it back around yet? No. Good. Oh, hello. There he is. Alright. And there's you. Okay. Didn't know there were this many of them. Come on, come on. It's your turn now. You got this. I believe in you. Come on. No? No, okay. No pressure. I'm not trying to record or anything. Come here often, or? No, no, no. I understand. Come back. Come back. There you go. Good boy. I know what you guys are going to want to do if you want the ninja gear is come back this way. We could have done this before we rested, but I just didn't want to. There you go. You've got some ninja armor, which is pretty interesting that it's placed here, because if we had gone to the forest first, we could encounter an NPC called Shiva, and he's a samurai, coded character. And his armor, or not his armor, but ooh, haha, that was death. His partner, excuse me, is a shadowy assassin that's wearing a ring that makes him harder to see. Actually, I don't think that's what his ring does. I think he just naturally has that ability for some reason. His ring just lets you do ninja flips if you do light rolls, if I'm not mistaken. So I was wrong there. Had to correct myself. All right, now where's the safest place to jump from here? I think here. Oh, right. That jump did not work the way I thought it would. Good thing a roll was sufficient. Dog just committed slip and slide. Good to know. Okay, but that dog compensated for its friend. With my life. Alright, let's keep going. Now we have to be a bit careful here because of the dart guy. Luckily our attacks push us forward. Oh, hello. And keep us in perpetual movement. That way we don't have to fear standing in one place too long. Perfect. So with the way our stats are set up, and your stats will probably be set up different from mine unless you're like following this like a walkthrough for some reason. I don't want to get hit by more than 2 of those darts. Okay. Here we go. Now, I know this part of the game is dark, so just, like, bear with me. Please. Anyway, like I said, we've been playing Dark Souls 3, me and some buddies of mine. And, it's been fun. I've been doing a, sorcerer playthrough. And I feel like sorcery, at least in the beginning, is like, of all of the Souls games that I've played, early game Sorcerer has been the hardest in Dark Souls 3 for me. Me to do that. Now it could be because I just, have never tried a sorcery build in Dark Souls 3, so that could be where a lot of my difficulty is coming from, or maybe it's because I'm trying to play it. I should have killed him, right? Yeah, because I'm trying to play it like Dark Souls is 1 and 2. I'm not entirely sure what the issue there is, or what the disconnect for me is, and that could have killed me if I were closer to the edge. Gotta be careful with that. But yeah, it's been fun though. I've been doing a practice playthrough alongside that for a sorcerer build as well, and I think our actual playthrough has been better because I kind of learned, well, obviously I learned from the practice playthrough just kind of how to better allocate my stats in the early game. Yeah, so I've realized that while I'm pretty decent at these games, not good enough to like not get hit. Also, my leg has gone numb and it is like distracting the heck out of me. I'm doing my best to stay focused and concentrated and moving the muscles in my leg as little as possible so I don't feel like the little asleep tingle. But moving my leg helps the blood flow to make the tingle go away. It's a catch-22. Uh-oh. Is this death? It's not. Sorry. I'm used to not having a lot of health. Again, sorcerer playthrough. Okay, so, gosh, what was I even saying? Now I'm just happy to be alive. Ow. Yeah, that's you dealt with. Also, these guys don't respawn, just so you know. Once you kill them, they're gone forever. Okay, so speaking of, so for some reason, that I let myself get killed here in my practice run. I have no idea why. It's just one guy. Now, of course, again, I was weaker in that practice playthrough. Again, it goes back to how to better allocate your stats that I've learned. Also, I didn't have an upgraded weapon. My stats were worse than they currently are. I seriously don't know what I was using my souls for. Now that we're behind this, what's up? Sometimes one of these guys like comes and follow us, and I don't want to get caught unawares. Okay. Oh, that is so weird. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep whacking at this thing. Now, for those of you wondering why I'm backing up after like every hit, is because you could potentially end up falling, and then if you fall before the thing dies, it does like ridiculous damage. And I just wanted to avoid that possibility. All right. So that's how you get power within. I'll pretty much never be using it, but if you desire to use it, you know where it is now. Now, this guy's placement is rough. For me, personally. I'm actually just gonna... There we go. You can fall there and pick up that item. I'll tell you what it is. I may not get it just because I'm not trying to potentially die right now. Okay, and we're moving. Haha. Didn't think he'd do that. Did that kill him? No, it did not. He just wasn't loading in. Don't know why. That shouldn't have hit me. Don't care what you say. Great, he's following me. Well, whatever. That couldn't have been any more scuffed. Alright, so... As I was saying, I guess now that the immediate threat of death isn't around, you can fall there, and there is a item, as you can see. It is a whip. I think canonically, or maybe I'm just making this up, but it seems like pyromancers and whips are related. So it makes sense that this item, ooh, first try, this item would be here. as well as pyromancers and whips being kind of related to one another. So are pyromancers and swamps. And if you know anything about Blighttown, it qualifies to be a swamp. All right, perfect. Let's keep moving before this somehow all blows up in my face. Okay. All right. There's one more dark guy in between us and victory, and by victory I mean another bonfire. Okay, where's the ladder? Here. Go ahead. Ow. Take him out. Here's another copy of our gear. Actually, that's a falchion instead of a scimitar. I don't know why they start us with a scimitar. Maybe our stats are better suited for it. I'll have to take a look at it when I, Oh, right, the mosquitoes. Okay, I've got to be a bit careful here. Okay. The mosquitoes can poison us, so do be wary of that. Right. There really was no reason to kill them just then, other than getting the souls. You know, it never occurred to me until just now. I don't know, something about turning on this recording and playing with you guys makes me think more about the lore. But it didn't even, oh. You know, I thought that poison would do more, I won't lie to you. Anyway, something about recording makes me think more critically, I guess. Because it never even occurred to me the possibility that the big mosquito, or the big creatures that, you know, shoot the fire just now, are just bigger, more mature versions of the mosquitoes flying around. Now, that may not be the case at all, but the thought just occurred to me, so who knows? Now, if you're using dragon weapons, you can go ahead and pick up this. It also makes sense that this item would be here, given that there's a covenant around, which uses that as the reward. Not reward, but like the level up currency. We won't be going there for a while, though. Now, I am going to... First thing I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to turn... This has been bothering me for a minute now. I'm going to turn down the volume that's coming to my headphones so I'm not deafening myself. Alright, now what we're going to do is... Okay, so that's dexterity to 20, vitality, so now we need to get endurance up. So we're going to start working on that in the meantime. Now we're just going to navigate the poison swamp, so I'm going to show you guys how to navigate Blighttown to the best of my ability. The best of my ability is not necessarily the best quality you can get, but it is something. And actually, before we start exploration proper, I'm going to grab this item, run back to the bonfire, and then force out the invasion in this area. As yes, there is an NPC invader in this area. Alright, just gonna reset. Alright, now let's force her out. Oops. Oh wow, I didn't realize just how much two-handing was helping me. There we go. Man-Eater Mildred. Now there's a funny story behind Man-Eater Mildred that I heard online. I like to believe that it's true, but apparently when Miyazaki and team at From Software were testing the game, you know, like beta testing, they got invaded by a player that looked just like this, and it left such an impression on them that they immortalized the character as an invader. Also, there's a butcher style woman, I guess, in every Dark Souls game. So that's also pretty neat. Though that's the one and only Man-Eater Mildred as far as we're aware. I don't think they're meant to be the same character. Alright. But just in case anyone wanted to know where anything was in the swamp, once again, I will tell you where they are, or I'll show you where they are to the best of my ability. Watch out for these guys. Hopefully they do drop some large titanite for us. We're going to be needing some. By the time we get to the next couple of areas we'll be hitting up. So we are going to make sure that we dispose of all of the slug, I guess. I think they're meant to be slugs. They could be something else. But we'll be disposing of all of them down here. Alright, that's fine. We aren't short on them, and there will be more. I'm not too concerned about poison. I have enough health to not be all that bothered by it, but I do have to be careful to not let the physical damage get me. Now, if you are working with less health than me, I do advise that you either find some poison resist gear or just be slightly less blasé about your health than I'm being. Sorry if this is going to be like a pretty low energy sounding video. I mean, I'm not really monitoring how I speak in the other videos, so those may sound equally as low energy, but I do try to, I guess, put a little pep in my step, a little bit of energy into my voice when I'm speaking, because I know I can sound pretty one note. Alright, here we go. Just slug right here. I keep calling them slugs. I wonder if there's an official name for these creatures. There probably is in the game files that I don't have access to. Alright. Now if you're wondering why we're still not using the Ayato, I hope it's fairly clear that we're not, simply because I don't have the upgrade materials to upgrade it to be better than my scimitar. If you're wondering why I'm not locking on, it's just because I'm not. Sometimes I just like having the ability to freeform move the camera around, and locking on inhibits that ability. Also, I'm fairly confident in my own abilities to still mostly hit the targets without two large titanite. Not bad, not bad. Could have been way better. Right. Their overlapping bodies made it difficult to see which one of them was. And server is also down here, which, again, if we go by the ninja logic, makes sense that it's down here. Again, Shiva is down here. I don't know what it is he has. And I just recently found out, mostly because I don't really interact with Shiva on my playthroughs, because I don't join the Forest Hunters, is he apparently has some kind of personal mission or goal or quest that involves the Chaos Blade, which is funny because his Eastern set is a part of, is going to be what I'm going to end up wearing, and I will have the Chaos Blade. So yeah, something I just thought was pretty kind of funny, especially since I didn't know about that while I was doing my practice run. I just really wanted the Eastern armor to go with the katana. I was going to wear the entire set until, it's actually funny how I ended up coming across what I ended up wearing in the end game. I equipped all of the armor except for the helmet, and then I accidentally backed out of the menu, and then I realized that the hood looked better with the Eastern armor than the actual helmet did, or at least I felt it did. The hood that I'm currently wearing, actually. And yeah, I just kind of realized that that looked better, or it, in my opinion, it looked better. But then I realized, hey, this will look even better if I had a face guard, which then is how I landed on the thief set, because it looks pretty similar from the back, except it's, you know, darker, and then the front has a face covering. So that's how that was born. All right, now there's an illusory wall here. This is not a mimic. Twin Humanities, awesome. Another illusory wall. Now this is an area that we will not be coming to for a while, but I'm still going to go ahead and light the bonfire. Which is here. All right, now what we're going to do is go back to a bonfire. Jeez. I forget just how many souls you can get while exploring. All right, let's continue. So we have not been recording for very long. Well, actually, it's about half of a video's length that I'm trying to shoot for. So actually, I thought I had more time. In reality, I need to put some pep in my step. All right, so let's keep moving. So today I think I'll be happy if we get through both Quelaag and Ceaseless. Honestly, Ceaseless is not a challenge. It's really Quelaag that's gonna be the one to get through. So let's keep on moving. Now the next thing we're going to explore around here is going to just be those dudes with the giant boulders. And they can be pretty tough, but honestly I don't find them particularly challenging. Alright, so the first one will be pretty much as soon as we turn this corner. Yep, yes. Oh, that was a weird sound bite. It just like completely cut off. Now, one thing I never knew about these boulder guys is that you could backstab them like that. Like, ultimately, they're just like the guys with the maces. I guess I just didn't realize that they were the exact same enemy, just with a different weapon. So it never even occurred to me until a couple of runs ago to even attempt backstabbing them. Ow. I was about to say, please don't tell me one of them is about to murk me after I said I didn't find them challenging. Alright. And then for the second one. He's a bit harder to see, but not that much harder. Okay, while he's recovering to get up. So this is, I'm pretty sure the Great Club is what the regular ones use to attack you. Oh, I didn't realize the poison meter kept building up while I was performing the backstab. I may not have even attempted that had I thought about it. Alright. That's fine. Dung pie, yay. I don't think there's anything over there. Pretty sure the Great Club is the only thing of value over here. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Alright, so that's pretty much, that's Blighttown. Or Lower Blighttown anyway. We are going to finish picking up miscellaneous items, hit a reset at the bonfire, and then we're going straight for the boss. Just that simple, guys. Now this side area always stresses me out. Don't worry, you aren't within aggro range of these guys. So, no need to worry about that. Alright, so that large Titanite was the last item that we needed to pick up. So we are going to hit a quick reset at the bonfire. I'll probably get some purple moss ready because I don't think there's any route that I can take that won't poison me. just with my low-ish poison resistance. I guess what I could do is just switch armor, but nah. I'm also going to level up. Okay, good. We have 4 blooming, which is more than enough. 2 levels worth of levels, or of souls rather. Perfect. Now, let's make our way towards, I would say, the second skill check in the game, after the gargoyles. I would like to believe that I called them the first real skill check in the game back when we were fighting them. If I didn't, I'm saying it now. And I think it's funny that both of the bell bosses are, or at least were for me, like the real skill checks. Because I just had a super hard time fighting both the gargoyles and Quaylad the first time I played this game. Alright, that's enough of that. These days, not so much. I don't find either of those bosses to be particularly challenging. Well, to be fair, Quaylad is not a pushover by any means, but I just don't kill these guys unless you have some fire damage. Now, the reason why we wanted Mildred to be invading is because you can summon her for this fight. Now, I've seen videos online where Mildred has soloed Quaylad before. She has never been able to do that in any run that I've done, so I will be helping her. So get ready for what was probably a very provocative and risque cutscene back in the day. Oh my Gwen, where's her shirt? Alright, but seriously, let's put down this spider. Ooh, that is a disappointing amount of damage, I will not lie. Alright, so the only attack that you really need to look out for is when her upper half leans forward. That means she's going to do that big explosion attack that you just saw her do. And I just had the hardest time avoiding that attack when I was younger. Also, you don't want to get caught in the lava. Oop, she also, when she rears up, back away. Ow. Ow. Move, please. Oh, stop that. Please stop. Okay. Mildred's got this. She's been doing fine. She just does way more damage than I do. Please don't get caught in the lava, Mildred. I need you. Yeah. I get my little damage in where I can. Try to pull aggro. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now this is what I meant. Back up. Mildred is not capable of doing that, but that's fine. Alright, that's quite a lot. Oleg could have done that solo. No reason to do so. This is not my super hard challenging run or anything. This is just me recording this for fun. Alright, let's ring that second bell. Awesome. All right, now let's go join our primary covenant, which will be right down here. I always forget. I believe it's, nope. I want to get it first try. It's right here. Ha.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant? But you have no eggs. Ah, no matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
So this is what the old, anyway, is it? Yeah, this is what the old witch's ring is for. This is literally its only purpose. First, we're gonna level up more. Perfect. All right. So firstly,
My dear sister.
if you don't have the ring on, you can't understand what she's saying.
What is it? Enter a covenant again. Of course. Let me try.
That's all we will be doing with her
To be safe.
for now. We can talk to him.
You speak the tongue of the fair lady? Well, do not be rash with your pride. You have yet to earn my trust. If you try anything funny with the fair lady, there will be hell to pay.
All right, so we can, there's not much we can do with him yet, but that will change shortly. So we have just enough time left in this video, I feel, to go ahead and deal with one more boss. And I'll probably end when we get out of here. It really just depends how long this next little bit takes. Because after this, we're heading to Sin's Funhouse. Alright, so first things first, we are going to... Where are you? Or just need one of you. Yeah, you. Come here. No, that's not what I wanted you to do. There you go. Alright. Heal up. Not that we'll need it. Multitask here. In my practice run, I actually let that happen after I'd already defeated Ceaseless. Probably for the best that I let it start gestating now, and then it should be done by the time I do all the running to get back to the fair lady. Alright, so here's a pretty neat way to defeat this boss. And that'll be with a lot of running. I've only fought this boss legit one time. And I have no interest in ever doing it again. Speaking of the boss, there he is. There he is in all his glory. So the lore here is, this is Ceaseless Discharge. He is, he, Quelaag, and the Fair Lady, plus the corpse that this item belongs to are all children of the Witch of Izalith. I have gotten hit by that lava more times than I care to admit and died. And when they try to replicate the first flame, or specifically when the witch did try to replicate the first flame, she created the Flame of Chaos, which in turn kind of exploded and destroyed her city of Izalith, as you can see. And her children were mutated to have more demon-like features, which is why Quelaag is half spider. And the Fair Lady is as well. Right now, he'll be behind us. And all we need to do is wait on him. He's going to jump. Oh, ceaseless. This wasn't a good idea, was it? Let me go ahead and finish it off. 4 hits is all that's needed? No, I thought it was 4, maybe 5. Yep, 5 hits. My bad. And off he goes. And now that Ceaseless is gone, the lava also recedes. Of course, the implication there being that he is generating all of that lava. Or all of that excess lava anyway. Actually, I could be wrong. I've never, now that I think about it, I don't know if that animation is trying to say that the lava is receding or if it's just cooling off. Maybe I'll rewatch it later. Anyway, that's another easy 20,000 souls that we can keep pouring into level ups, which is awesome. Don't really need to worry too much about souls in regards to leveling our weapons, just because, I mean, between us and the nearest blacksmith, there would be plenty of enemies for us to kill and get souls off of. I don't even bother resting at that bonfire usually. That's kind of like a very neglected bonfire. Maybe people aren't like me though and they actually use it, who knows. Alright, there it is. Now we're gonna have to do some waiting, but first, 2 more levels. We're almost done with endurance. We can get back to pumping dexterity. And now all we have to do is wait. Guess I'll just fast forward this bit. All right. Now that this has happened, let's go ahead and talk to him.
Now, you're just like me. Your dedication is fully apparent. Only, well, your head looks awful. Why not try this? I've no use for it any longer.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and use that item he just gave us. Hood back on.
Oh, hello. What is it that you need?
All right, now he will sell us pyromancies, as you just saw, poison mist and toxic mist, as well.
Incidentally, do you have an interest in pyromancy? If you have, I shall share my flame with you. You have served our fair lady well. Now, let this strength be yours.
Okay. So, this is how we're going to get our pyromancy flame for this run, in case anyone was wondering. Do take note that we won't really be making use of our pyromancies too much because they are, or at least not right now, they scale purely based off of our pyromancy flame and it is not leveled right now. That being said, we will use them, you know, on certain occasions. Pretty much all of them we'll be using on certain occasions, so no need to worry about that. Now the next thing we need to do is get the heck out of here. Get out of this awful, awful place. So let me show you how to do that. And I think once we get to the next bonfire, we will call it an episode. I think I am making pretty good time, actually. I think I'm making pretty good time. Now, what I like to do here, usually it's a just in case I die kind of thing. I like to go back to that other bonfire that's in the little underpass area and rest there. All right, I decided to cut that little run out, but now that we're at the bonfire, you can start making your way towards freedom. So what we're gonna do is head up here. Now, if we were in the Forest Hunters Covenant, Shiva would be like right here, but we're not, so he's not. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna come this way, go up the ladder. Now what we're gonna do is wait on one of these platforms to come up, like this. We're not gonna want to stay on it too long. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. All right, step off here. Now we're gonna go up the ladder. And there's still a bit to explore here, so don't rush yourself too much. Now, I remember when I got here in my very first run, and by here I just mean like post Koilag, and I was just, I don't know, I think it's when the game, or at least the appeal of the game, clicked for me. And you may be wondering, A.W.R, how did it take you that long for the game to click for you, and why did you even play it that long if it wasn't clicking for you at first? And to be honest, I don't know. Like, I had already played Dark Souls 2 at that point. I forget how or why, but I think I got Scholar of the First Sin for free on my Xbox One back in the day. It may have been on like Game Pass or something. And I decided to give Dark Souls 2 a shot. Played through it, struggled through it. I liked it for what it was. And then when Dark Souls 3 was getting ready to come out, I saw the announcement trailer and I was like, man, I should probably go back and play the original. And man, this game kicked my butt at first. I cannot tell a lie. I don't think there's anything over here. But yeah, that's my Dark Souls story. I played 1 or 2, 1 and then 3 in that order, original. And it's not to say that 2 didn't kick my butt, but I don't know, something about this one. It put me through the paces. Alright. You can see the little dart dudes are trying to get at us. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare these preemptively. Yeah. There's a not insubstantial amount of them in this one room. Don't ask me why. This section has... I've never liked it. Don't die here. If that had interrupted me, I would have just... I'd have just pressed Alt F4, called it a day. That might have been my 13th reason, I won't lie to you. Alright, now, do I have any... Wait, and literally, I was gonna say, do I have any ranged options? Yes. The answer is yes. Gosh darn it, Dark Souls. let's deal with the let's deal with these puppers here. Oh, I didn't realize there was another one. How foolish of me. All right. Playing a risky game there. That was the last of the blow dart guys. Okay. Whew. So I know this won't do anything to them, but given that they're literally fire dogs, doesn't mean I don't want to try. Perfect. We really want that firekeeper soul to upgrade our Estus flask. We'll definitely be doing that when we get the opportunity. All right, let's get out of here. This is our last detour, I swear. The area kicked my butt more than it usually does, but that's fine. We still made it out in one piece. There is one thing that we're going to have to do. It's going to be probably in the next episode before we head to Sin's Funhouse. There's going to be a couple of miscellaneous things that we're going to have to do before going through Sin's that I'll make sure to get done. Okay, nothing on this level. All right, and this is how we're getting out of here. All right. Now, you can fight these guys. Like, they're not tough. I just don't like fighting them. Only do they drop like a terrible item, at least for me. I just really don't like fighting them, yeah. Yeah, if you aggro both of them, I don't even, honestly, don't even see the benefit in fighting either one of them. So we're just gonna leave. Be thankful that we are out of, all right, this is the Valley of the Drakes. We'll be coming back here later. We honestly have no business here right now though, so we have no business to conduct here. New Londo. For all of these sorcerers out there who came down here earlier and didn't know, there's a guy down here.
This is more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Rickett of Vinheim. I was once an established smith. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
He's a smith, and he does sell like basic sorceries, but if you're at this point in the game and a sorcerer, you should have everything, every sorcery he has to sell by now.
Hmm? What is it? Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. I've no intention of escape. It's safe here. hollow out there. Although, I must admit, I've not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in Vinod.
All right, so you can reinforce and all that good stuff. And again, soul arrow and heavy soul arrow plus the sorcerer staff. We won't be doing any actually, since I'm here. We won't be doing anything else with him though.
Yeah, you really...
Yeah. What's up? Okay. Do not accidentally self-delete yourself. Be sure to pull that lever. This elevator has claimed my life across several characters more times than I will ever be willing to admit. Now back at Firelink, we are going to, oh hello, what is this? Ah, that's no good. It's even worse. Of course, I already knew that was going to happen, but let's talk to him.
Did you ring the second bell?
Indeed.
That is incredible, I must say. But now we have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you. Damn, that stench. And I was really beginning to like it here. Maybe it's time I do something about it.
Right. Now, if you're wondering what the heck he's talking about, boom, right there. Well, let's speak to Laurentius.
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my pyromancy of the Great Swarm, so I can usually manage with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you. Unless you find the magic's unsavory. Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that they'll be of some use, some assistance. Here, first take this.
Another pyromancy flame.
A flame from the Great Swamp. Now you're a fully fledged pyromancer. Why, let's get started right now.
All right, and we can purchase things from him. He doesn't have anything that I'm trying to use for this run, unfortunately. So we'll just leave Laurentius here.
Hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening? I am the primordial serpent, King Seeker Framt, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment?
Or
Very well. Then I am pleased to share. Chosen undead, your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel. I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent? Farewell, chosen undead. I remain here and await thee.
again, it could just be me being super dumb. I just forget that the game does basically tell you where to go as you hit major milestones. It tells you, go to Anor Londo. All right, anyway.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly.
So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was a pleasure.
Excuse you?
Hmm? What have we here? You look awfully raggedy. Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for good.
Why I oughta. Anyway.
You are undead as well. Then we've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us. Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you, I should think not.
I'm rude. Didn't want to talk to you guys anyway. Okay, let's move on. Now we are going to take a quick stop by Andre's bonfire and call it a day after we do our item reading. I don't think we really have that many items to read, so that is a good thing. Okay. I forget how the damage calculation for like two-handing works. Don't they? Some kind of like multiplier of your strength, I want to say. Anyway. Or maybe it like treats it as if your strength was itself plus 1/2 of itself, maybe? Can't quite remember. But we're not going to use these last few souls to level up. Actually, what we're going to do is use them to level up our katana.
Why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me?
Sure thing, actually.
Boy.
Before we do that, let's read that item. Large ember. Ember required for weapon ascension. Actually, I may have already read this. Didn't we get the large ember last time? Yeah, no, we totally did. I remember it mentioning the store. Sorry, Andre.
What's going on with you, eh? I thought you had gone hollow there.
I've never heard that dialogue before.
There are two type reinforcement. A simple but ascensions. Ascension start as you want. I'll be seeing.
One sec. I know I said I'm not going to skip dialogue, but I kind of want him to take this ember. There we go.
Why not? Magnificent. You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
Never heard that dialogue before about him thinking that we gone hollow. That is so interesting. Alright, we're gonna purchase a couple of these babies. Alright, and start working on this katana. I scrolled right past it, didn't I? Hang on, take a shard. Okay. Hang on, what I should be able to afford. Yep, okay. Since these actually only have 4 souls. We want to. Now that that's +5, we're going to modify it and we're going to ascend it to +6. And I don't think I have enough soul. Oh, well, okay. 7 +8. That's 9. Okay. And we're going to need 3 more large titanite shards, which we should easily be able to find in the course of our exploration. So
Don't get yourself killed.
that is pretty much what we wanted. So now we have a much better weapon. And I know I said we're going to end the episode when we get to the next bonfire, but I just kind of want to demonstrate the difference in strength between a +4 weapon and now a +9 weapon. So we'll be taking on this Titanite demon just so you guys can see. And it's actually not going to be even as good as it could be, considering that these Titanite demons can't be bled. I've always had a hard time fighting the Titanite demons. Will not even tell a lie. It's fine though. As you can see, like, not an issue. And we'll also be wanting Demon Titanite, so that was one of the errands I was gonna say for next episode, but felt the need to show you that really quick. All right, so we are good to go in the weapon category for now. All we need to do is get this to +10, and we'll be ready to get our next weapon afterwards. Also, see the little heavy weapon, little quick draw. Anyway, let's see. Did we get any new items today? We did get this. The Black Eye Orb, mystical orb found on a keeper's corpse. Invade the world of a murderer of a firekeeper. To defeat the perpetuator? Perpetuator, really? To defeat the perpetrator and reclaim the soul of the firekeeper, the Black Eye keeps constant watch on the city of the gods and Orlando. So that kind of gives us a hint as to where we will be looking for it. I don't know if we had purple moss clump first, so I'm just going to read this really quick. Medicinal purple moss clump reduces poison buildup, cures poison. Poison builds up in the body, and when it breaks out, it causes gradual damage over a period of time. Poison can be exasperating, so be certain to carry the needed quantity of these moss clumps when destined for an afflicted area. And then the blooming purple moss clump says, a potently medicinal moss clump with a flower reduces poison and toxin, restores status. Toxin is a more vicious form of poison which quickly leads to death. Moss clumps without a flower are useless against toxin, and a lack of these moss clumps could lead to an early demise. Let's see. We've already read the Firekeeper Soul. Actually, this one is different, I think. Let's see. Nope, it's not. Her soul is not special. This is our first boss soul. We can read that, so that's nice. So let's go ahead and do that. Soul of Quelaag. Soul of Quelaag, one daughter of the Witch of Izalith, but now a chaos demon. Special beings have special souls, and Quelaag's soul contain all aspects of chaos. Use it to acquire a huge amount of souls or create a unique weapon. We will be creating a unique weapon. I don't think there's any point in reading the Titanite shard or anything. No. Well, there's a bit of lore here. So, special Titanite stolen from a faceless stone beast known as a Titanite demon. When the nameless blacksmith deity passed, from several slabs, great beasts arose. The power of Titanite remains within them, and they still roam Lordran today. There's also the Dragon Scale. Dragon Scale for reinforcing dragon weapons peeled from an ancient dragon. A dragon is inseparable from its scales, and the transcendent apostles who seek the perpetuity of the ancient dragons have crossed the very end of the earth to seek this invaluable treasure. Okay, the most recent key we got was key to the New Londo ruins, key to the iron bar separating the ruins of New Londo and Drake Valley. The ruins of New Londo were blocked off, for the cursed ghosts posed danger to life and spirit, and the legends speak of a terrible dark which was sealed away. Now, we will not be heading back to New Londo for a good minute. It's gonna be a minute. But with having this key, we have officially gotten through all of the uses that the master key could have been used for. So if you got that, just know that at this point in the game, it is of no further use. If I'm being honest. There are some spells. I've been debating whether or not reading spells, but we haven't had any up until today, so I'll just run through them real quick. Sorcery of the Red-Robed Yulva, one of the sealers of New Londo. reduce bleeding and poison buildup, and undo various poisonous effects. One of New Londo's unique healing sorceries. Perhaps she abandoned her sealer duty to take her healing arts back to Blighttown. That did not end well for her. Alright, Great Chaos Fireball. Art of the Flame of Chaos, which engulfed the Witch of Izalith and her daughters, hurl a giant Chaos Fireball. The Flame of Chaos can melt stone, producing a short-lived lava globe, or glob. I never realized that that was the reason for the lava. I just thought that was an innate property of the Chaos Flame, but no, it's melting the stone that it comes in contact with. Interesting. Alright, Poison Mist. Unique sorcery, crafted by Ingi. Consider a heretic even at the Great Swamp. Create Poison Mist. Now, Ingi was the guy with the sacks on his head that gave me the vermilion thing to cure the head parasite. I should have read that, but there's going to be another chance for us to get one, and I can read it then. Ingi became an egg-bearing undead who serves a deformed young girl who speaks an unintelligible tongue. Except to us. Alright, and Power Within. Pyromancy of Carmina, who harnessed the power of flame to actualize the inner self. Short strength/endurance boost, but lose HP. Excessive power eats away the life force of its caster, and like all dangerous spells, Power Within was kept secret for eons. Now, I don't think we got any new weapons. Or well, we got no. Alright, here's the server, Curved Greatsword. A curved greatsword used in a mysterious ancient rite, imbued with a frightful occult energy which restores HP with each hit. Oh, I never knew that about this weapon. We also got the butcher knife. Giant, but no, we didn't. Did we? No, we didn't get the butcher knife. Yes, we did. No, yeah, we did. Giant butcher knife wielded by the undead man-eating cook lurking in the depths. More a tool for subduing and preparing live catches than an actual weapon. Those who have faced this deadly blade have a deeper sense of how helpless prey must feel. We got the Great Club today. Giant tree branch serves as a wooden club, smashes enemies from upside the head. The leaping attack is a trademark of clubs, and this giant club is no exception. We got the whip today. Leather whip, not intended for battle. Virtually ineffective against armor and tough scales, but quite formidable against enemies with exposed skin. I think we got the 10 banishment catalyst today. Catalyst of the banishment sorcerers who flooded New Londo to seal off away. Oh, interesting. I feel like that's a typo, either to seal off or to seal away. Anyway, the dark wraiths and the kings who fell to dark. In contrast to other catalysts, the metal catalyst qualifies as a weapon, as it inflicts physical damage, however small. We also got pyromancy flame today. 2 of them, in fact. Flame medium used by great swamp pyromancers. Pyromancers arouse this flame to produce various fire arts. Equip Pyromancer Flame to produce pyromancy. Attune pyromancies from a scroll at bonfire. Most pyromancies have limited number of uses. I think we got the plank shield today. Makeshift shield built from wood planks, provides minimal protection, but at a cost of moderate humiliation. And we also got the eagle shield today. Great shield with an eagle design, lightest and easiest great shield to handle. Great shields are very stable and deflect attacks, but one cannot parry and instead bashes with the shield. Okay, we also got some armor today. My armor doesn't count, as we would have read that in the first session. Hood worn by pyromancers of the Great Swamp. Though it appears tattered, it is actually quite strong. Their attire offers substantial protection against poison, fire, and other forces of nature out in the hinterlands where they were driven. Boots made of thick leather. The boots of the pyromancers are incredibly tough on account of the Rugged grasslands and treacherous swamps they must traverse. Their souls are nearly impenetrable. Now the Mask of the Sealer. Mask of the sorcerers who flooded New Londo to seal away the Dark Wraiths, and the four kings who descended into dark. It symbolizes their resolve to keep the seal shut forever, and their atonement for all who were sacrificed. But two of the three forsook New Londo upon tiring of their duty. Now we already know about Yolva, who forsook her duty. Wonder who the other one is. That also implies that there's still one in New Londo, so we'll make sure to keep a lookout for red robes when we get to New Londo. The Sealers were once known as healers, and the bright crimson was a symbol of that. We also got the gold-hemmed set, worn by the witch Quailana of Izalith, mother of pyromancy and daughter of chaos. She wore this gold-hemmed black hood before even the Age of Fire, and it offers strong resistance versus fire, poison, and other perils. Now, interestingly, could be a translation thing, but this one refers to Quailana of Izalith as the founder of pyromancy rather than the mother of pyromancy. Probably just a localization thing. It's interesting that only one piece of the set got that alternate translation though. We also got the Dingy set, worn by the Firekeeper at Firelink Shrine. It is thought to have once been the white hood of a maiden, but smoke and ashes from bonfires have darkened it over the years. We also got the Shadow set. Black cloth mask worn by spooks from an eastern land, designed so as not to hinder their unique form of martial arts. While it sacrifices defense for the sake of greater mobility, it does offer resistance to bleeding and poison, among other things, perhaps due to the nature of espionage. And I think that was it. We did not. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's episode. I hope everyone had a good time. We managed to get through all the way from Upper Blighttown to Lower Blighttown, as well as finishing off Quelaag and Ceaseless Discharge. Now we have made our way out of Blighttown, and we will be heading towards Sin's Fortress, which is right behind me. But before we do that, we have one other area that we will be visiting. Maybe two, just depends. We'll see how I'm feeling come next episode. However, all of that being said, hope everyone had a good time, and I will see you later. Peace.